This is Canute the Great. He was the king of England, Denmark and Norway, and he formed something called the North Sea Empire. But upon his death, his kingdoms were split and his dynasty lost control of the kingdoms apart from Denmark. And in the 1066 start date in Crusader Kings 3, we find this guy. His name is Elfwin, and he is an Anglo-Saxon in the south of France, and he is Knute's grandson. Now historically there's not much known about Elfwin, only that he spent some time in a church in southern France. But today we are gonna try and reclaim our kingdoms and revive the North Sea Empire. Now we start off as an adventuring prince. We are chaste, we are stubborn and we are brave, and those are exactly the stats that we need if we want to accomplish what we are gonna do today. And the game does not even believe in us, as the decision does not even show up at the start. No decision to form the North Sea Kingdom or North Sea Empire. We are the son of the former King of England, King Harald I Knutsson, and his father, our grandfather, was King Knut the Great. And now, historically, this man, Prince Elfwine, he spent his life at a church, pretty much, and I don't know if he looks like an elf, I don't know if he just happens to like wine, maybe they've even forgotten his name, but he is called Elfwine, which is pretty funny to me, at least. And we also are a legitimized bastard, so we don't even know who our mother is, and we are leading the peregrinatory pilgrims. And I'm sure nobody watching this knows what that means, but here you are, and that's the meaning. We will start off by hiring a few scrappers, some good fighters that we are gonna need. And here's also a little tip. At the start, if you start as an adventurer, you can go to the castle holding, you can go to the tavern, and you can hire one guy for free. We get this guy, Clamange, a French guy who has 19 intrigue, and he is a lunatic, which isn't great if you ask me. And we are immediately gonna start by going down the adventuring focus, and we are gonna do the destination focus because it does give us 50 prestige per location that we visit, and we are going to need a lot of prestige. As you might have noticed, we have a claim on England and Denmark, but we do not have a kingdom claim on Norway. So we will have to attack him using the adventure claim, and I'm pretty sure you need to be exalted among men. So first step is pretty much gaining as much prestige as possible. We also have a few perks in the scholar tree which we are going to reset, and we are going to go get this trait, this perk. Prophilic Pilgrim, which gives us minus 50% pilgrimage cost, which is great, and also visiting churches, which gives us piety for every temple holding we visit, and also radiant, which boosts our stats. And of course we are going to hire a second. Now we are immediately going to start our first contract, and it seems we have to travel somewhere, and that's great because we can immediately start by getting prestige. By visiting these holdings, as you can see, we get lifestyle experience and 50 prestige. So we are going to visit as many places as we can and also complete the contract. Now we did finish up our first contract, and we did get about 600 prestige, and we also lost some, but that does not matter. All we want is the progress. Now what we are also going to try and do, we are going to visit these temple holdings. We are going to look if they have any good artifacts, because to form the North Sea Empire we need to hold them for 30 years, and we already are 30, and it's going to probably take about 15 years to actually conquer the kingdoms. So we are looking at a 75 to maybe 80 years old. That's how long we want to live. And to do that, we might have to stack some artifact modifiers, like, let's see, now here, like this one. Yeah, this gives a resistance health boost, small boost. Now there are better ones, and this is quite expensive, so I'm not gonna take it, but I am gonna be looking for artifacts like that one. And we do have some money, we have 280, so we are gonna go on a pilgrimage, and these are dirt cheap for us. As you see, 40, it only costs 40 for us, and if we hire some mercenaries, we're gonna be a lot safer. And we are just gonna do as many pilgrimage as we possibly can. Now it has been a few years and we have gotten a daughter. We married this low-born woman who was quick, and it also seems that we have become bold, just like our grandfather Knut. So maybe England will have two bold rulers from the same dynasty. At least let's hope so. I've also been on a pilgrimage to Santiago and also Rome. I have pretty much traveled around everything like in this area, and of course we have a lot down here and of course in England as well. Now it has been about 7 years since the game has started, and we already are a paragon of virtue and very close to being a religious icon, so that is very nice. And we are also illustrious and on our way to becoming exalted among men. Now I'm gonna do some contracts to save up money, then I'm gonna go to a university visit to the Byzantines, and then I will make my way to the English Isles. Now we have done a bunch of contracts and we have almost 400 gold, so we are gonna go on that university visit and get some knowledge. And we will be visiting all these sites right here, and they will boost our learning and our prestige and our piety by a whole bunch. Now our university visit has come to an end and we have gained a insightful thinker education trait and also 2 learning lifestyle perks. We have taken this one, which gives us men-at-arms requirement cost minus 25%, which is great. And we are gonna go down the whole of body tree next, so we can live as long as possible. Now with that, we have returned from our university visit, and we are almost exalted among men and a religious icon. Now to gain our last bit of prestige, we are gonna visit all of these sites in England, as there is quite a few of them, and each one gives us 78 prestige. Wow, talking is hard sometimes. I'm going to start in Scotland and I'm gonna work my way down all the way to Canterbury, and then we'll see if we have enough of piety and prestige to declare war. We have not returned yet, but we are exalted among men, which means we are gonna declare war on Norway very soon, and they are not looking too great. They are in 3 wars, and getting men-at-arms is also gonna be a little bit cheaper because we have so many lifestyle focuses like these one right here. Now I'm just gonna return and do maybe like 5, maybe 6 contracts to get enough money to raise an army, and then we are gonna take out Norway. Now we are a legitimist, and before we continue, we are going to change our culture to Norse. At the moment we are Anglo-Saxon, and we are in the holding of Dublin, which is a Norse culture. So we will change our culture to Norse, so we can actually go and form the High Kingdom of the North Sea, because you need your innovations to be in the early medieval and not the high medieval, as Denmark, Norway and the Anglo-Saxons have already reached the high medieval era, and as you can see, the Norse still have many years ahead of them before they reach it. So this is a very important step. Okay, now we are in Denmark, and sadly we cannot ask for any support from the other kings, as they do seem to be at war, every single one of them. England isn't at war, but we have a claim on them, so we can't ask them either. Okay, now we have hired some men-at-arms, and we are going to visit this castle to get 80... Oh, we can actually fully reinforce them, so there we go. We now have 1,600 men, and we are going to declare on Norway with the Adventurer Kingdom invasion. So here we go, let's do it. And we have started sieging, and the Norwegians are at war with 2 other people as well. We are sieging his capital, so there is a chance we actually capture him. And, okay, interesting, that was pretty lucky, and we have actually captured him. Let's see if we do inherit any of his wars. And yes, we have inherited one of his wars. But first of all, let's get rid of these Yngling banners and let's put in the Knytling banner. Look at that. The Knytlings are back in town, and I'm gonna do level 5 exotic food and then the rest on level 3. And now all we have to do is declare war on Denmark and England. And let's start off by looking for an alliance. Now, a 15-year-old Polish girl who is quick. Let's do her, yeah. That's great. And we already are looking like a complete Viking Chad. Look at that. Well, there we go. This war is over, and I am going to do this as quickly as possible. Declare war on Denmark, and after that England, and of course I am gonna call in my allies to make this as quick as possible. These prestige losses don't really matter, as we do almost have 7,000 prestige. And that is cute. Our 50-year-old Viking king has become soulmates with a 17-year-old. That is great. Definitely does not have anything to do with our big bank account, but yeah, let's move on. And those are things that you can only say in Crusader Kings 3, by the way. If you take them out of context, they are pretty weird. Let's go in over here, and they seem to escape. Okay, then we're just gonna siege, and this war should be over. And there we go, yeah. 100% we are the new king of Denmark, and our land expands. And just because our grandfather was actually Danish, we will make this our main title. There we go, we are now Denmark on the map. And now all that remains is England, and then we need to hold all of that land for 30 years. It's not gonna be easy. I do believe we can do it. We are 51 now, which isn't great, but let's do our best. England, here I come. Call in our allies and raise all of our men. And our allies are fighting them, and if we do jump in here, yeah, we are winning. There we go. Now, we only need one more county, and okay, now 2 more because they did siege that back. They have gotten some allies, so we are just gonna siege down these 2 counties and we should be fine here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, siege fast. Yeah. Oh, that was my mistake. Yeah, we did just momentarily win, but with that siege back, they won. Now all I have to do is siege down this county, 30 days, and there we go. England is ours. Look at that. England, Denmark and Norway has been returned into the Knytling dynasty. The heir to Knut the Great and his son Harald Knutsson. And soon, if we hold this for 30 years, we can secure the High Kingdom of the North Sea. Now, Sweden does hold one of our duchies that belongs to Denmark, Skåne, and we are gonna attack them in the meanwhile. Now, I am 54, I am fine, but we are yet to get the healthy perk and whole of body. So hopefully I do live up to 84 years old. If I don't, then I will have to play as my heir and hold these kingdoms for 50 years then probably. But let's hope that I can do this in this lifetime. I didn't actually notice, but we can go and consecrate our bloodline. Okay, now English is very hard. We can consecrate our bloodline, and it does cost 2,500 piety, but we do have 14,000. So there we go. I am now a paragon, and I'm called the Anointed. But that will change to the Great, at least hopefully. Now there is a faction rising up against us, but it should be no problem. Famous last words. But let's let's fight that faction and then let's conquer back our land from the filthy Swedish. Okay, here they come. Now it isn't actually a claimant faction, it is a independence faction, and we are, of course, do have our allies, and I've also boosted up our men-at-arms, so these guys, they shouldn't be a challenge. And we have conquered 3 kingdoms. Now all we have to do is manage them and put down uprisings like this. Now this is going to be a very big battle, and let's see if we can actually win. Yes, it does seem that we are gonna win. Oh, they've gotten more men. Do I have to get mercenaries? You have 162 that we can raise up. Okay, we are winning anyways. That is great. Now, they are a very tough opponent, but it seems we will be victorious eventually. And of course, we are the true heirs of Knut the Great. So this is our land rightfully, and it belongs to us, so you will not gain independence. At least not today. Now they are attacking us in a forest, and our allies are nowhere to be seen, and they are actually winning. So can we get some mercenaries? We could. These guys have Huskarl, so let's hire these guys, because it does seem we can't manage alone, so maybe that is enough. Our allies are also joining in, and yes, that was enough to be victorious a second time. Please. Yep, there we go. Now, that was enough to bring an end to the Independence War, and I think I might as well revoke all those titles from them, because obviously they don't deserve them. Now we have gotten a son. We have named him Knud, but he is sickly, which isn't great, and there is about to launch a crusade for Jerusalem, and we are definitely gonna partake that. We've also gained whole of body, so I'm not sure why our health is only fine if we have this many bonuses. But yeah, we are gonna go to Jerusalem and we are gonna take it from the infidels. We are making our way down to Jerusalem, and let's see. Okay, I'll take the biggest one. I have been gifted a spear. That is very nice. And I'm also gonna go down here and let's start sieging this count. Oh, there was an army there waiting for us. Okay, that's gonna be a big loss. That is my fault, boys. Sorry. I did not mean it. Oh no. Oh. Nope. We're still losing. Oh, yep, defeat. How many men did I just slaughter? 16,000 men. They beat us even though we had 57,000 soldiers. Okay. And we'll jump in, and it seems we are winning. Now all we have to do is siege. Now the Byzantines do own Jerusalem, so the Crusader Queen is not gonna get much, sadly. And our son has died. Great. Oh god. We are gonna have some succession issues, as we have 3 daughters and 0 boys. Now the crusade has ended. Our daughter has become the queen, but she is imprisoned, she is at war, and her heir is actually not of our dynasty. That is my bad. And yeah, I'm not wondering what kind of ruler she is today, because we still have 20 years ahead of us, so we can form our empire.
2,000 years later.
Now we do still have 10 years to go. Our daughter is surviving in the Middle East, and she also is 41. And we are 75, our health is poor, but we do still have to hold our titles for 9 years. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to increase our health, to make sure we live just a little bit longer, and hope that we do not die before we form the North Sea Empire. Now 2 more months and we will be able to take the decision. We are 84 years old. We've only had one uprising. Our daughter is still the Queen of Jerusalem. And we have 12,000 men. And now, let's see. Now, all we have to do is wait 5 more days. And there we go. We can now form the North Sea Kingdom. We've started as an adventurer. And now we have formed the mighty realm of the North Sea Empire. Look at that. Wow. We started as an adventurer. We conquered 3 kingdoms. We held those kingdoms for 30 years. And now we can finally proclaim ourselves High King or Emperor of the North Sea. And of course we are still Norse. We are a living legend, a religious icon. We make a whole bunch of money and we have 11,500 men. This is our heir, by the way, Prince Knut. He is pretty good. I can actually send him to the Varangian Guard. And there you go. If you learned anything new, if you enjoyed, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And yeah, let me know if you want to see anything else. Any certain characters, any empires, any starts you want to see. I will be more than happy to do them. As you see, I don't think anybody has actually posted this. I tried to check on YouTube and I didn't see any other videos about this certain character forming this empire. So I thought, let me do it. Now, we started off, I think we were about 27, maybe 28, and we are now 84. We've played 54 years, so we started at 30, and yeah, we've come a very long way. Now, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like and a subscribe if you want to see more, and yeah, thank you.